You have been trying to grow your Instagram account, but all of the tips and tricks that are out there about how to grow on Instagram are coming from these people with these massive accounts. So I'm going to show you what is working right now in terms of growing your Instagram account if you are starting with a small following. Right now, Instagram Reels is the hottest thing on Instagram, and that's really what's going to allow you to get more reach and actually grow your audience. So stick around, get all six so that you can kind of decide which of them need to be mixed and matched so that you can actually see some growth on your account. So the first tip that I want to share with you is just to use good lighting. This particular tip definitely needs to be used consistently. Now, good lighting is not like some hack or trick. It's not just about use good lighting and all of a sudden your reel will blow up. It's that if somebody's going to watch your content, they need to be able to see it well, and it's the first thing that they can see. As soon as they start to watch your reel, it's going to stand out if the video quality looks good simply because the lighting is good. So there's a couple ways that you can achieve good lighting. One is just to have a lighting fixture, right? So I do use a light stand or like a photography lighting. But you can also use natural light. So natural light is just basically the sun. So if you are creating your videos and your reels near a window during the daytime, you are probably going to get some natural light and see if you can have that light kind of facing you, but without it blinding you and being too harsh, on you and on your face. One other way that you could do this, especially with Instagram Reels, is just to use certain effects. So sometimes an effect that you use or a filter is going to lighten up the scene around you. Feel free to use filters and effects, especially if it's going to help your lighting. All right, in order to get more views on your reels, use trending audio. You still have to have other good factors. Trending audio alone does not make your reel blow up, but it definitely gives you more of a shot because it's already a trend, and Instagram has already identified it as a trend, and they're more likely to show it to more people. Along with that is to use trending content. Trending content is going to allow you to provide value that people are already looking for. So trending content is anything that people are currently asking questions around or searching for on the internet. And here's the thing, Instagram is not necessarily like a searchable app. You know what I mean? It's not Google, it's not YouTube, it's not Pinterest. People go on those platforms specifically typing in and looking for those things. So for you, because especially for Reels, it's just about scrolling, and they're more likely to stop on your content if it is something that they have been interested in the first place. So make sure whatever that trending content is that you are presenting, go ahead and put that in a title, make that prominent on the front of your reel. If you are looking for content ideas and ways to find that trending content, then make sure that you watch my video that I created on Instagram content, and I'll also make sure that that is available for you at the end of this video. Also stick around to the end because I'm gonna show you how these actual tips are real and have been used on my account and have gotten me to get more followers by getting more views. Now that you have their attention, you need to go ahead and actually help them. If it is an educational reel, give them a real tip that they can use. I know a lot of folks out there will say, teach them the what and the why, but reserve the how for your paid content. But I'm telling you that when you give them the how, when you give them one complete tutorial, a full thing, don't give them too much, meaning don't overwhelm them, but give them a full-on valuable tip that they can use. And that is where you are gonna see the saves and the shares, because people are gonna wanna come back to that piece of content and say, "Ooh, I remember I learned this tip and I am gonna need to use it when I'm actually sitting down, ready to work." This next one is to use scenes or transitions. So your first snapshot of a video might only be 3 seconds, and then you're cutting to a brand new scene. Maybe you're a whole different character, you've changed clothes. When you have enough going on the screen that kind of changes up the visual for people, it keeps people involved. All right, so my next tip is to use acting. People love that when they can watch a reel and see the person in the reel do something that looks so authentic, that looks so real, even though it's acting. They're acting out a real life situation, but nonetheless, that real life situation isn't occurring now. So I have to put on a little bit of acting for it. So let's take a look at how these actual tips went into play on my account. I have a small following, and yet I've continuously seen growth because I'm posting reels consistently and using these tips to make them better and better. This first reel that we're gonna look at was my first like super mini viral reel. At the time I only had about 100 followers and I got 10,000 views, just under 10,000, like 9,000 some change. And this particular reel, I do a couple of things. Now, first of all, the lighting was good, okay? Second, I switch scenes. There are 7 scenes in this reel, and you know, as I flip-flop scenes and look at different angles, I'm actually a different character, and it changed up every couple of seconds, and that does keep people engaged. And then also a little bit of acting, right? Like, this is really me acting as my own boss and as my own employee, right? But I'm kind of talking to myself and putting on a little show. So this particular reel used 3 of those tips, and I felt like those highly contributed to this reel getting a lot more views. Another thing is that it was just completely relatable. You know, a lot of people could relate to this video and saying, yes, I would love to be my own boss, and I would love, you know, to be able to grant myself a vacation whenever the hell I feel like it, and I don't have to ask anyone but myself. Okay, so this next reel is really a talking head. In fact, this was a clip from a YouTube video that I did. As soon as people look at it, it's very clear. They can see me and it's a clear picture. But I have a title on this one. So, growing on Instagram. That is a trending content topic, right? It's a trending topic. People want to know how to grow on Instagram. As they're scrolling and they see my reel come up, they are more likely to stop on it if that is something that they've been looking for, that they're interested in, and they're like, yes, I want to know how to grow on Instagram. What does she have to say? And then I also give a real tip on what would make that possible. And it's about being yourself. Like, come with your best energy, you know, but be yourself, you know, be a little silly. If you're silly in real life, be a little silly in your reel, you know, show people that side of you. And I ended up, again, getting way more views. This one got 3,229 views, even though I only, at that point, I had about 160 followers. For this one, again, it was like a little mini viral. It got about 3,400 views, while I had about 100, still 160 followers, but good lighting. I do 3 transitions, so there's kind of like 3 scenes where I change characters a little bit, and then I'm really just kind of connecting with people. So it's definitely relatable content, things that people can relate to, things that people really want to connect with and say, yes, I do want to focus on my goals and have a good attitude during the day. And there's a little bit of acting involved. Now, if you need help with coming up with content ideas, especially some trending content ideas, go ahead and watch this video next. If you want to be able to create more of these reels so that you can be consistent with posting this type of content, then watch this video over here, which is about batching reels.